Welcome to the first set of Wednesdays in 2022. Hope you guys are all doing awesome and that you had a nice little holiday. I'm so glad to be back at it. As nice as the break was, I think I thrive a little more when I have a bit of structure, it turns out. So I'm kind of enjoying getting back at it here. So today we are going to be focusing on our arms. We're going to start with a little warm-up as always, and just have your weights handy, just somewhere where you can really easily grab them, okay? And let's get started. So setting ourselves up on the mat, let's just pick up all your toes, push all of your toes back down into the floor, spreading out your feet. And then just start to get really heavy through the feet, put a little bend into your knees. And then that energy is coming up through the hip. And we're just going to take our hands and run them up and down your torso on the edges, on the outside. And just take a notice of where your rib cage is sitting. So we want to have that rib cage sitting over the pelvis, so not ahead of it. And we want the hips not jutting forward, but just sitting nice and vertically in that cylindrical shape. Okay? And then let's just drop those shoulder blades down your back. And then reach the crown of your head to the ceiling, and let's all retract our chin. Bring the chin in a little bit. And just get nice and tall. Placing your hands on your tummy. Let's close our eyes. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale all that air out. And again, big breath in. Notice what's happening under the hands. And exhale. Notice how the abdominals start to connect and draw closer to the bones as we exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale to the top of the lungs. Exhale, like you're blowing the air through the torso, down the legs, and down out through the bottom of the feet. Last one. Exhale it all out. Now let's keep that little connection that you have with your belly button and bring your arms to your side, start to nod the chin and extend, bringing the chin up to the ceiling and go between those 2 motions and just noticing the space between the ear and the shoulder. And one more time, floating the chin up. And then finding somewhere neutral in the middle where we're going to live for the rest of the class. Let's float those arms out in front of you. We're going to be doing our protraction and our retraction really slowly here. So we're going to push the arms outwards for 3, 2, 1. Let your shoulder blades glide forward on your back. Now we're pulling back for 3, squeezing the shoulder blades. 2, 1. And then we go back out. 3, 2, 1. Reaching your fingertips away from you. Now we pull them back. 3, 2, 1. Reaching it out. 2, 1. And pulling it in. 3, 2, 1. Now each time we pull back in, we're going to bring our belly button with us. Reach it out. Let's exhale. Pull the arms in and bring the belly button in too. And back out. 3, 2, 1, and pull them in. Bring the belly. 3, 2, 1. Floating those arms up to the ceiling. Now we're going to be mindful of the rib cage, making sure you're not allowing it to pop away. Stay stacked, and we're going to imagine we're holding a basket or a ball above your head. You're going to reach that basket up to the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades glide to the ears, and back down. And up to the ears, and back down. Just activating that underarm area, up to the ears, and down. One more time, float it up, and bringing it down. Awesome, we're going right into some slow, big and wide circles forward. So reach through the fingertips, open through the collarbones, and start to bring your belly button a little closer. The closest you've brought it in so far today. And we're going to go into some alternating arms. So imagine the front crawl, where every everything's going forward, but we're just alternating, getting a little bit of rotation through the upper back and the lower body staying still. Still pushing through the feet into the floor. And then let's bring those arms out in front of us. Palms are gonna flip up like we're holding two platters. Bring your pinky fingers to touch. And exhale, open the arms. Inhale, they come back in. Exhale, we open, making sure that the arms are just in line with the shoulders. We don't wanna go behind us. We just wanna stay right in line. And we open. And back. We're really trying not to let those platters tip over, okay? So if you're holding something in your hand, you want to make sure the hands are staying really flat. Open and close. And back. Keep reaching through the arms, nice and long. And they should be starting to get a little bit warm now. And back. Let's do two more like this. I certainly feel mine. And back in. And out. And then coming back in, put your palms together. We're going into some bow and arrow. Pull your right arm back, look over your shoulder, get a little rotation in the rib cage, and then reach it back out. And we pull the left side and back out. So we're twisting around the belly button. The hips are staying square. And reach. Pull back. This should feel really good in your upper back and in your rib cage. Make sure you're feeling your sternum, your breastbone turning. And let's do one more each side here. And back. And again. And back. And letting that go, shaking it off. Your arms should be nice and warm. All right, coming into some backward circles now. So we just have to open our chest. We used our chest, now we're gonna open it back up. So let's just reach back, big, like you're doing a double backstroke, watching that your rib cage isn't getting too active. And let's do two more here. And then clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach your chest forward and let your chin float up. This can be really intense, this stretch. So just work with what you've got. Can you reach your knuckles to the floor a little bit more? Enjoying that stretch to the front of the neck. And let's let that go, releasing. Okay, upper body's warm, right? And let's go into our lower body, bringing yourself into a just slightly wider than hip width feet. We're gonna start to come down into some squats. So find a strong squat, pick up your toes, distribute the weight nicely, and then lift the chest a little bit. So we always want to imagine that there's a little space here between our torso and our thigh, okay? So we're holding this, we're gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall, squeeze your glutes, draw in through your tummy. And then sit back like you're sitting into a chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, squeeze the glutes, find your abdominals. Back down. 5, 4, let's reach the spine. 2, 1. Stand tall, squeeze, draw in. And again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand and bring the belly button closer. 3 more rounds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, push the floor away. And back we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Legs should be getting warm now too. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Let's nod the chin and gently, gently roll down. Soften through the rib cage and the breastbone. And then ragdoll down. Take your time, keeping the bend in the knees. Breathing deeply into your lower back. Heart rate should be up. And let's exhale as we slowly, slowly, slowly come back to standing. Keep the abdominals on. And stack your spine, rolling your shoulders. Nice work. Coming to a narrow stance, bringing the legs as close as we can comfortably, and the hands will come to heart center. Push your hands into each other and create a little tension there, okay? Let's come into a half squat, just here, so not as deep as we just were, okay? And we're gonna hold there, lifting the chest, send your right leg out beside you to tap. Bring it back in, same leg, right, and back in. Can we lift a little more through the chest, keeping the spine long, reach it out. So this inside leg that's not moving is staying bent, and we're just moving through the right leg long, and it comes back in. Let's do 4 more, 4, and 3. Can you find your abdominals here? 2, lifting them up away from your thigh, and 1. Coming to center, we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, shake that off. Nice work. We're gonna come in to do the other side, hands to heart center, find that little squat, and we're into the left side. Tap, bring it back in. Tap it out. And now think about the space between your shoulder blades. Can we bring those shoulder blades back a little bit? Nice work, you guys. And reach. In and reach. Back in. We have 4 more. 4. Can we lift the abdominals, lengthen your spine? 3 and 2. And on this last one, send it out. Bring it in. We pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Bring your feet apart just a little. And let's nod the chin, rolling down. Keep the bend in the knees. Take a big breath in. Exhale all that air out and slowly, slowly come back to standing. Use your abdominals here. And coming all the way back up. Okay, you guys, now we're going to reach down and grab your weights. Okay, so feet are just hip width apart and comfortable, making sure you have a little bend in them. We're going to start just alternating bicep curls. So a bicep curl always starts with the palm turned in a little. I'll come closer to the screen. So if I'm here, my palm is turning in. I come up. As I go back down, that palm turns in. Okay? So we're going to alternate. Let's go right and lower, left and lower. Just at that pace. Up and down. And can we think about where our shoulder meets our back, right where the shoulder blade is, your little wing on your back. Let's squeeze those back a little bit and stay connected. It'll make you feel stronger in your arm. And up and down. Give it a nice squeeze, really squeezing onto your dumbbell. Extra tension in the hand. And in. And down, and 1 more each side, and down, and up, and down. Okay, we're bringing the arms up, and it looks like this. It's like you've got, imagine you're holding something in both arms, like a, I don't know, a big blanket or a cushion, and you want to keep those arms up, okay? And from here, so they're not 90 degrees. They've got a little bit of extra angle there. And we're going to start here. Lifted, we're going to open until your palms face out, and then bring them back in till your back of your hands are forward. We open and come back in. And again, open, pulling them back with the backs of the shoulders. And open. Now We've got the pattern, let's think about other things. Plant your feet. Find those abdominals. Make sure there's a little life in your glutes. Open. And we're gonna add on to this pattern, okay? So we're gonna come out. Come in. Now, right arm comes down beside you. Pull it back up. Left arm beside you. And pull it back up. We open. Open. And back in. Right arm down, stays the same shape. Pull it back up. And the left arm down. And so I'm just moving the whole arm the same shape the whole time, okay? And then one comes down and it goes right back up. So there's no bicep curl here. It's all happening from the shoulder. We're almost there. Open. And in. Right arm. And up. Left arm. And up. I know it's starting to burn. Open. And back. Last set here. Down. And pull it up. You've got this. And down. And pull it up. Hold there. Move your weights out just a little. Bring them back in. And out just a little. And back in. Just 2 more times. Out a little. And back in. Last one. And back in. Woo. Let that go. Shake it off. Okay. So that was something. I feel that. Okay, you guys. And then from here, we're coming into mermaid. So let's go all the way down to the mat. Bring one weight with you. Put the other one off to the side, but we will need it later, okay? And we're gonna set ourselves up in a mermaid position. So oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes when we come into this staggered leg position, the back sit bone is not touching the mat, okay? Because of mobility issues in the hip. So if you have a cushion, you could put that cushion under your back bum cheek, okay? And that will just give you a little bit of contact with both of your bum cheeks, okay? All right, let's open the arms here. We're tipping over into a nice big side bend and coming back through center and then going off the other way. Nice, and coming through center. Now as you do these side bends, you'll start to notice that one side is short and one side is long as we go into this motion. So we tip over, one side is long, one side is short, and let's try to keep that spine nice and vertical as you come through center and up and over. This should feel really good. Okay. And up. And over. All right, so from here, let's pause. Grabbing your hand weight, you're gonna bring it over to your right hand. And as we come up and over, we're gonna bring that weight with us. So now I'm in my side bend, but I've just got the weight in my hand. I'm gonna bend my elbow to look up at the ceiling and extend the arm up to the ceiling. Yes, we're bending and we're extending. We're staying in this nice big side bend. One side is long, one side is short. And when I say that, I mean of our torso. This side is short, this side is long. We're extending and bending, finding our tricep muscle. Up and down. Up and down. Nice work. Extend that weight up. Let it lower with control. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's come up and over. Whew. Let that go and shake it off. Roll your shoulders. And we're going to switch the legs to go the other way. So set yourself up, stagger the legs, and then check in with your sit bones. If one is floating up in the air, throw that cushion underneath it. Even if the cushion's a little bit big, that's okay. You just want to have a little bit of contact so you can be grounded through both of the sit bones, okay? So we'll have the weight off to the left to start, but we're going to go without it for a few reps. Coming up and over and just getting the nice stuff done first. Up and over. Come through center. And imagine that your spine is between those two pieces of glass that I always talk about. So there's no rotation here, it's just pure side bend. Nice work. And the rest of your body, your hips should be still, your legs are still, and we're just mobilizing through the upper part of our spine, our rib cage. Let's do 2 more. I could just do this all day, it feels so good. And last one. Let's come down, grabbing that weight with your left arm. Each arm is different, you guys. Sometimes we have a stronger arm, so this one might feel a little bit weaker. For me, this left side is a lot weaker, so I have to be much more careful. As we come up into the side bend, I'm coming over, and then I'm gonna bend, point my elbow at the ceiling, and extend the arm. And lower with control, and extend. Nice work. Now, making sure you don't feel like your shoulder is coming too close to that ear. Extend the arm and then lower it with control. The shoulder is staying really stable. You should feel a nice lengthening in the side of your body here on the left. Nice work. And up. And down. Can we do 4 more here? 4 with control. 3, 2, and last one. Great job bringing that down, and let's just shake that off. We're coming all the way through to our shell stretch, and just get comfortable there. Let your thighs come open. Let your head rest on the floor. And let's bring the arms. You can start them above your head, but then eventually bring them in beside you. I call this cocoon. Just kind of a comforting feeling to come into, for me anyways. And just breathe there for a moment. I just want you to think about your lower back. Think about increasing the space between the vertebra of your lower back, releasing your pelvis heavy towards your heels, and just allowing your bones to be heavy on the mat here. Big breaths in and out. Notice your abdominals as you exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Exhale it all out. Let's bring our arms back out. We're coming to our all fours position. Now, if you want to cushion your knees, this is where you would do that. And we're going to find this really nice square position. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders, and your spine is long. Abdominals are lifted. Just check in with them. Make sure you feel a connection, like you're trying to draw your belly button up just a little away from the mat. And we're going to start to alternate movement through our arms. Big breath in. Exhale, the right arm floats. Nothing else changes. Inhale, it comes down. Exhale, we float the left arm. Inhale, coming down. So we're just moving through the shoulder here and working to stabilize everything else. The neck is long and your eyes are on your mat. So we don't want to have that chin jutting forward or coming into too much extension. This is about having a long spine. Every time you lift the arm, connect with your center. And see if you can minimize any movements that don't need to be there, especially in the transition between arms. That little moment where we switch arms. And let's do one more each arm here. Exhaling up, inhaling down. Last one, and coming down. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to add on here. Now, I want you all to try this, and if it works, great. If it doesn't feel comfortable or you feel like you're wobbling, you're gonna bring your knees down and continue with what we were just doing, okay? We're tucking the toes under and we're gonna bring our knees to a tiny hover. It's so small. So just a little hover off the floor, abdominals are on, and now we're gonna continue to alternate, lifting arms, exhale up, inhale down. This is way harder than what we were doing. And just take your time nice and slow, focusing on your breath. Exhale up, inhale down. Staying nice and square here. Really focus on keeping a connection with your belly button. Exhale up, inhale down. We have about 4 more reps here. Exhale, inhale, and up, and down. Last 2. Stay square. Last 1. Awesome work. Lower those knees. Take a shell stretch. Great job. That is so hard. So much harder than it looks. Breathe into your lower back. Notice your heartbeat. And then let's come back out, bringing ourselves to our forearms now. So elbows are right under shoulders. The bum is floating up in the air a little bit, and that's okay. I'm actually going to continue to cushion my knees. They just don't love a hard surface. Okay, so here we are on our forearms. Let's take that right leg out. Notice if you're in the center of your left knee, okay? Try to be as centered as you can there. We're coming into some leg lifts. Exhale up, inhale down. We're pushing down into the floor with our forearms, our palms of our hands, our elbows, and then we're just moving through the hip. Exhale up, inhale down to tap, and back up. Let's keep the neck nice and long here, and your goal is to be equal weight in your arms and right in the center of your left knee. Up and down. Exhale up, reaching through that leg. If you're feeling your lower back, you might be lifting the leg too high. And down. Let's go for about 4 more. 4. Squeeze that glute. 3. And 2. Check in with that knee below you. And last 1, we're going to lift it up there and hold. Reach through that leg like you're trying to make it longer. Tiny little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee in. Now both knees are back down. We're coming into some prayer presses. Push down through the palm of your hand and up. Lower with control. Exhale up, lowering down. The lowering is the hardest part here. Exhale, press. Keep your abdominals with you. Press it up and lower down. And down. 4 more. 4. 3. The slower you go down, the more magic is happening. 2. And 1. Finishing off on our forearms, send your left leg back. So we've got these leg lifts on the left side now. Just check your position. Elbows are square, hips are square. We're in the center of our right knee. Exhale that leg up. Inhale it down. And up. And down. Let's check in with the upper body. Pushing down through your forearms, through your elbows, and down. Can we find our abdominals, bring them closer, and then keep them there, even though the leg is moving. Try to keep some focus on the abdominal area. And down. Reach it up, and tap. Let's go for 4 more here. 4. And 3, 2, stay square. Are you still in the middle of that knee? 1, we're gonna hold here. Reach the leg, reach, reach, reach. Tiny pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're finishing with 8 more presses. 8, lower, 7, 6, 5, 4, control it down, 3, 2, 5. Recruit your abdominals, keep them with you. Last one. Awesome work. Take a shell stretch and let's bring those arms back to our side. Going into that little cocoon, you might need to open the thighs a little bit. And just breathe here for a moment. Notice all the warmth in your arms and in your shoulders. And we have finally made it down onto our back. Okay, so coming down to your back, we're going to bring the weights. Bring one and put one on each side of you. Okay, and then make your way down onto your back. The knees are bent, your feet are planted. I mean, do a big stretch first if that feels good. And then once you're ready to set yourself up, the feet will be planted. And let's just start with some deep breathing here. So let your arms just come to your side. Try to neutralize your pelvis as much as you can. So just that little tiny bit of space between your lower back and the mat. And let's breathe, closing your eyes for a moment. Deep inhales. Exhale all the air out to the very, very, very end of your exhale. And then all the way up to the top. And exhale. Now on these next few breaths, let's do 4 more breaths. On your exhale, I want you to try to connect with and activate your pelvic floor just a little bit, okay? Big inhale. It happens on the exhale. That gentle Kegel exercise, only a level 3 or 4 out of 10, nothing extreme. Big inhale, feel the air come up into the lungs. Exhale, breathe it all out, finding your pelvic floor. And 2 more. Last one. All right, that little connection that you just found with your pelvic floor, I want you to try to maintain it. I'm going to just be cueing to just check in on it from time to time as we move through here. Let's start with some imprints. Big breath in. Exhale, find your imprint. Close up that space, that tiny little motion into a pelvic tilt. And inhale, rock the pelvis back to where it was in neutral. And again, exhale, imprint. Feel your whole spine on the mat. And exhale, rock forward. Everything should feel light in this movement. We're not pressing the lower back, we're just moving it into place. And one more time, just massaging our lower spine, imprint, and back. Let's float the arms, staying in your neutral pelvis now, floating your arms. They're just going to stay up here. They're just going to hold in place. I want to take the right thigh and move it outward. So I'll just show you from the side or from the front. As we come out, one foot stays planted. The right leg is going to tip out and pull back in. Nothing else changes. Okay. So let's all move together. Big breath in. Let's send that thigh outwards to tip over onto the outer edge of your foot. And exhale, pull that thigh back. It's a very small motion. We're pressing down through the left foot and moving the right leg out, using our inner thigh and our breath to bring that leg back to vertical. Let's do 3 more. Out to the side. Exhale, deeply pull that leg back in line. And again, inhale out. And exhale, pull it in. Last one, tip it out. And pull it back. Let's bring the arms down for a sec, reset, and then putting them back up, going over to the left leg now. So push down through your right foot, and the left leg will do the moving. Inhale, let that thigh drop outwards. Exhale, pulling it back. And we're just checking in with that pelvic floor connection. These are small and subtle movements. Exhale, pulling back. All about the breath and trying to access the deeper layers of our core, of our connective tissue in the hip. And 3 more. Tipping out on your inhale and exhale, coming back. Are you still pushing through that right foot? Are you still neutral? Last one here. And pulling it back, the arms float overhead. Nod your chin, exhale, flexing up to our first ab prep, reaching the arms past the hips. Let's inhale, lower the head, the arms go overhead. Nod your chin and flex up like you're reaching for something that's just past your legs. And inhale, coming back, being mindful that your rib cage doesn't pop forward as the arms go over. We're just going in and out of ab prep here. Looking at your thighs and coming back. And again, exhale, flexing up, getting that softening through the rib cage, through the sternum. And back. Use those underarm muscles to curl you forward. And back. Let's do 3 more. Inhale back. Stay in alignment. And last 2. And back. And last one, flexing up. And coming back to the mat. Finishing where we started with the arms overhead. We're going to reach over and grab one of your dumbbells, putting it in your hands so that you're holding one end in each hand. Let's bring the right leg to tabletop. So once the right leg is up, we just want to assess the situation in the lower back, making sure you still feel neutral, okay? And that your lower back still feels nice and long, okay, and equal, okay? We're going to be coming up and rotating this weight over the right thigh, okay? So let's start with it just above your head. Gently nod your chin, and when you're ready, you're going to exhale. Flex up and rotate the weight past your right hip. And then inhale, coming back, letting that weight go overhead slightly. Nod the chin, exhale, flex, and reach the weight past your right hip. So we should be feeling a little lighting up of the right oblique. Continue to press down through your left foot. And we're staying as neutral as we can here in the lower back. Up and over and rotate. And coming back to center, the weight goes overhead. You're in control of this weight the whole time in both directions. Let's go for 6 more. 6. 5. Big exhales here. 4. I almost skipped 4. 3. 2. Nice job, you guys. 1 more. Flexing up, reach it over, and coming back to center. Finish where you started and lower that leg. Lower the weight for a moment and just shake it off. And then sending that left leg up to tabletop, pushing down through the right foot. So the right foot is a part of our anchor for this exercise, okay? So really making sure that you're engaging there, really pushing it down. That's gonna make you feel stronger. Let's float this weight up. It goes overhead just a little, and this time we're going past the left hip. Big breath in, flex it up and reach it past, and coming back down nice and controlled. And flex up. And back. So you should feel now that the work is over on the left oblique. And as you go over, you're just sort of coming back to that neutral alignment, coming out of the rotation, back to being straight, and then you go back over to your rotation. Nice work. Can we think about the underarm muscles a little bit here? Making sure you're using them. Let's do 6 more. 4 more. Pushing down through that right leg. And last 2 here. And last one. Awesome work. Finish where you started, lowering that leg. You're going to grab the other weight, and now we have weights in both hands. Right, let your elbows go out wide. Your palms are facing forward, and you're just holding onto your weights here. And let's imprint the pelvis, okay? And then bring your legs up to tabletop. So we're gonna float the arms up, and as we do, we're gonna send the legs long. So the arms and the legs press long. We come out, okay? We're gonna do 4 little flutter kicks. 1, these are really small. 2, 3, 4, lower everything. Bend the knees, bring the arms back. So we exhale, push everything long. 4 little kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, bend the knees, bring the arms back, and again, reach it out. Think about your lower part of your abdominals. 1, 2, 3, 4, bend it all in. And again, lower back, right into the mat. We're going with the legs. 2, 3, 4, bring it in. We have 3 more rounds. Push it out. Going ahead for 4, 3, 2, 1. Less is more here. So keeping your kicks nice and small and controlled. Press it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. And this is our last one. Pushing it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it all in, keeping ourselves in our imprint, keeping those legs bent. Let's square them off. Keep your arms, you're just holding your weights, okay? And we're gonna toe tap to finish. Tapping the toes, thinking about the lowest part of your abdominals. Really slow and controlled. You don't have to touch the floor. If touching the floor takes you out of your imprint, then you're just gonna minimize the position or minimize the movement and do what you can do while keeping a strong imprint. Breathing, let's breathe. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in, give them a hug, and roll around on your lower back. We are almost there, you guys. Enjoy this little massage on your lower back. Breathe deeply. And from here, just rolling to your side, dropping the weights off. We're done with them for today. And coming onto your tummy. let your legs, or wiggle your hips and let your legs go out wide. Maybe they turn out a little bit, and that's just fine. Okay? And from here, you're gonna bring your arms down to your side. So your nose is hovering. You're reaching for the crown of your head. And we're gonna bring the head and shoulders up off the floor just a little bit. So let's engage through the legs. Point your toes like you're pushing energy through the legs. Squeeze your glutes and lift your tummy. And when you're ready, bringing the head and shoulders up off the floor just a little bit. From here, we're gonna put your pinky fingers up, your thumbs down. Lift the arms and bring them down. This is so small. We reach the arms up and down. Think of it more like a reach to lift rather than a lift. The body, the torso, the legs, the head, everything stays the same. We're just moving at the shoulder, lifting the arms away from the floor. Exhaling up, inhaling down. Thumbs are down, pinkies are up. And up. And down. Now keeping this position, float the arms, and we're going to rotate them as if you're opening and closing a door handle. So the arms are floating and lifted, and now we're turning the wrists and the forearms as if we're opening and closing a door. And let's add a breath. Quick breath. Can we squeeze the shoulder blades just a little bit more? Really use that upper back. Nice work. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep reaching those arms. Let's lift them a little higher. And let that go. Whew. Hello, triceps. Resting your head on your hands. Bringing the legs a little more parallel. Kneecaps are down. And let's bring the legs pretty close together. Not zipped together, but just kind of closer. And we're going to just bring the heels to the bum. So reaching on the inhale. Exhale, drag your heels to your bum. And inhale, reach the legs long. Exhale, pull the heels in. Every exhale, let's bring the abdominals on. If you're feeling your lower back, that means your abs are probably not working hard enough for you. So let's really recruit the abdominals with our exhales. And then reach the legs out. Let's go for 6 more. 6. And reach. 5. And reach as if you're moving through water here. 4. Reach it up. Let's see if we can drop a little shoulder tension. And out. Last 2. Pull in. And reach out. Last 1. And reach out. Awesome. Letting that go. We're done all the hard stuff. Let's come to all fours. And we're going to finish with a nice big rotational stretch. So let's take the right arm. Find yourself in this all fours position. Take your right arm, float it up. Look up towards it and get a nice rotation. And then when you're ready, you're going to thread that arm through underneath the left arm. Rest your head. And if you want to add on to this, you could lift the left arm up into the ceiling. That is optional. The left arm is fine to stay right on the floor if that works better for you. I want you to breathe into your right arm, into your shoulder, into your rib cage. If you want to add on from here, if you did float the arm, you can try binding that arm behind your lower back. And just breathe deeply. Two more breaths. And when you're ready, if you did float the arm, you're going to bring it back to the floor. Press down through that left hand and come out with the right arm all the way through, up into that big rotation again to finish. Awesome, and then let's go with the other side. Left arm floats. And we thread it through, resting the head, resting the arm. If you want to go with that right arm floating, it does feel good, but only if it feels good. If it's too much for your shoulder, just be really careful and gentle, and just breathe into the bottom arm, into your left arm, your left shoulder, and your rib cage. Two more breaths. Keep pulling that top shoulder open. And when you're ready, the right hand plants, presses down, and we finish by opening back up to the left. That should feel really good. Awesome, let's let that go. If you still have your cushion around, grab it and sit on it. And if you don't, that's okay too. We're gonna sit cross-legged if that is comfortable, and bring your right arm up and over. We work the triceps, you'll definitely feel those. And we're gonna grab that onto that elbow, gently pushing it down, like you're trying to scratch your back, okay? And then if you want to, you can also add a little side bend. And let's drop the shoulders away from the ears, even in this position. I know it's more of an idea than an actual movement, but we just want to try not to be too jammed up in our neck. And gently coming out of that. Nice work. Let's go with the other side. Each one will be very different. Up and over, pushing down gently, and then once you've found that stretch, if you want to add a side bend, that feels really nice. Whenever I do this stretch, I'm sort of fascinated by how much I feel it like in my left hip. So it's like you're getting into the upper body, but that fascial connection, it's all connected. Awesome. Stay tall, side bending, and then when you're ready to come out of that, letting that go, let's cross up into our eagle arms, wrap it up, pull those shoulder blades away from each other, and then reach the elbows outwards towards me, and then pull them in. Reach them out, and pull them in. This is kind of where we started this class today with our protraction and retraction of the shoulder blade. Let's open up, put your palms out, shining outward, and then wrap up the other way. Doing the same thing here. Push the elbows away from you and pull them in. And release. Opening back up, turning your palms out. Without losing your rib cage connection, try to squeeze your shoulder blades back. And let's clasp the hands behind us. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And last but not least, let's forward fold. Walk your hands out, leaving your sit bones rooted into your cushion. If your legs are wide, you're just doing the exact same thing. Breathe into your lower back. Breathe into any tension you feel in your hips. One more big deep breath there. Fill up the lower back with air. Walking your hands back, coming up to seated. I'm sorry you guys, I went a little bit over. I apologize. I thought what I had planned would be exactly 45, but we're a little bit over, so I hope no one had anything to do. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you next week. We'll do legs. Okay?